Good. We're no sex and no children, but short of that, we're having a very good marriage.
Yeah, so yeah, really.
We respect each other.
Not a lot of fights.
No, and we respect each other in the morning.
Okay, so not a lot of things to nag about to each other?
No, we don't. We're not naggers. We're happy.
Okay.
You know, I mean, there's always going to be struggles and problems. You know, sometimes within the music industry and trying to circumnavigate those kind of situations. But those struggles bring you together. If you're smart, they bring you together. They don't tear you apart. You know, so you have to get together to actually win the battles. You know, we become like a gang. You know what I mean? And we always were that from the moment that we all got together the first time. The chemistry and the energy that we've had together. We've been able to, you know, get through all the cycles in the music business and basically kick their butt, man.
Yeah. And we're smart. We talk behind each other's backs. That's kind of.
Yeah, but that's what.
Yeah, we never ever sleep.
I was kidding.
We never sleep with each other's spouses. That's rule number one.
Yeah.
You can't mess around with
That's
other
a good
people's
rule.
girlfriend.
Yeah.
That can break a band up like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We managed to be smart.
Yeah. So what has been the happiest time in your marriage?
Probably since there haven't been a bad day. That's right. I haven't had a bad day since the doctor slapped me on the ass. So there you go.
More people.
Yeah, just bigger
Yeah,
venues.
obviously.
But
Yeah.
You know, it's good no matter what. You know, tomorrow night we'll be playing here in Madrid to, I don't know what, maybe 700 people or something like that. I don't know how many
like
people.
a small club.
It's a small club. And the energy level is going to be just as much and as much spirit and as much heart will be laid down on that stage as it is in front of 100,000 people, say, wherever, you know, in Hyde Park in London or wherever we play. That's the way we've always been. I mean, sits down behind a keyboard, I strap on a guitar, it's 100% soul all the time. And that's the way we've always done it, no matter if you're in the studio or if you're just jamming with another band, if you're playing with, you know, whatever you're doing.
Yeah, the live experience is a great. It's exchange of energy. You know, you're on stage. Everybody wants to be there. We want to be there, and then it feeds back on each other. It's a great thing. Live experiences, and I think as it goes on, you just get better at what you do. That's probably the difference between '84 and now. You know, you just keep getting like a fine wine. You know, it gets better with time. Not to say we're ever bad. I think you just get better at it. It's a craft, you know, and it's just fun.
Yeah, but isn't it nice that you started at the 80s? Because now you'd have to, you know, dress in a pieces of meat to be, you know, really stylish.
I guess, yeah. Who knows?
Yeah.
I want a meat suit, man.
I have a meat tailor, which is
Really?
very rare.
That must have been an interesting meeting with Lady Gaga and her meat tailor.
That's right. And you know what? I don't think he has any other work.
Rare meat tailor.
That's right. Hard to find.
Do you still think about your looks and style and stuff? Do you have to, actually?
Well, I mean, you know what it is? Once you find your own voice, then you become, you know, yourself. Yeah, you don't want to go out there looking like a schmo. You know, you want to dress up and look good. I think it's all right.
Yeah, you got to be comfortable in your own
persona.
Yeah, and the clothes are important.
And no meat.
No, stay away from meat. If I could give any,
I like a steak.
To young musicians, stay away from the meat suit.
You know, but for her, you know, I think for girls it's a lot different because the whole idea of style and what they can do is different. But she's still a talent. You know, she writes songs, she plays great, she sings great.
Yeah, man, she's good.
You know, Madonna was doing. They talked about her in the '80s. You know, like, oh, look at how controversial. I think that's
a little shock value. You know?
Yeah, I think the shock value.
It's working for her big time, man. So my hat's off to her.
Go meet.
Okay. So you released the greatest hits album lately, and as you know, fans have a lot to, you know, they relate to the album and the songs. What's the best memory you've heard from a fan from the songs? Can you remember?
I think everybody, you know, it's funny. It's people. People in their lives have a song to the snapshot of what happened. You know, I got married, I got this, I got, you know, something happened in their lives, and I was listening to that song, and it was connected, just like we do. I think it's the same for us.
And still do.
And still do.
You know what? I mean, songs connect the dots. Some music is the soundtrack to our lives, and we've been privileged after 125 million records, and all those 3,700 concerts or whatever the heck it is that we played together after 28 years. You know, to be the soundtrack to people's lives, you know, and that's been, you know, when a person comes up and says, "I got married to this song," and, you know, or this was I had my first kiss to this song. You know, I know what I was doing and what song I was listening to, and I was in the back seat when my first kiss was happening. You know, it becomes a part of that whole, you know, the aroma of what happened and of experience, and music accompanies that.
So you're receiving a great award from MTV on Sunday, Global Icon Award.
Global icons.
How does one become global icon? How do you stay so goddamn popular?
If we told you, we'd have to kill you.
That's right.
Okay.
It's now anytime we enter a room now we have trumpets. We have trumpets now anytime we go.
Trumpets and people with rose petals that fly in.
Icons are now arrived.
If you think Bon Jovi's career as a book, where would we be right now? In which?
The next chapter, and with more to come.
Okay.
I don't know. I can't tell you. We don't have the crystal ball to say when. I can tell you when it started.
Yeah.
And as far as I'm concerned, there is no end until there is one. But I don't think there's going to be one for many years.
No, we're still having fun, and we're making music, and that's like a girl came in from Dublin and just gave us the news that our record was #1 again. It's like astounding. It's amazing that after all these years, you know, we're having #1 records, and our singles doing great all over the world, and that makes, you know, I mean, a song that's still reaching out to people. That's what music really is. It's communication between artist and listener, you know, and you know, the fact that that's still happening on a high level. You know, there's not that many bands that can sell out stadiums anymore around. We happen to be one of them, thank God, you know. And it's all working still, and we're having a blast, you know. We still have fun, you know.
You know, as a band, we do stuff individually. We do stuff a lot. You know, I always concentrate on helping kids. Right now, I have a hit Broadway show that I won a Tony for called Memphis, and we have a couple of programs for Inspire Change, where I'm bringing kids from who can't afford to come see a show to come see that show, for music education for those kids. So, you know, a lot of that. Sick kids all the time. You know, anything I can do to help a sick kid out.
Yeah, we all have our individual kind of foundations and stuff like that, and charities that we help. My dad died of cancer, so I became very close to all the people in the hospital that he died in, so I put a bunch of hospice units that were on the street around New York, like 3 different units for people that can't get to the hospital to get their chemo. I work with the Midnight Mission in California, which takes the homeless off the street and teach them how to kind of integrate back into society. Just, I mean, anything we can possibly do. We, like right after Katrina happened, we happened to be playing a big show in, I think it was Milwaukee, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Miller Stadium. And we made a real lot of money, and then we just gave the, you know, over $1 million to go down there, and we built a whole street of houses. And we got that thing built before anybody, I mean, before any Habitat for Humanity or anybody went down there. Bon Jovi Street was built, and we had all those houses down there. So everybody does stuff collectively as a band, and everybody does stuff individually too, you know.
Yeah, when you've been given this much good fortune, you have to turn around and give it back.
Yeah, a lot of it happens because of you're there at a specific time. Like I remember we were in the Midwest, and all the floods happened.
Yeah.
And we were actually playing the Midwest while this massive flood hit the Midwest. So we would donate a piece of all the people's tickets, and everybody came and, you know, would donate food for all the people that were displaced and were homeless at that point. So we've always been involved in charities, and especially stuff that just happens and you happen to be there, or you feel something for that and you help out because you can.